as some of you probably already saw, I just opened a box of Dark Saviors, which is the new set. It's very similar to the Secret Forces set or whatever with the Necros cards, because there's some short printed cards in here. Anyway, this was the these were the Sky Striker cards that I pulled from that first box, so we can see we got a pretty good haul. We did not pull Sky Striker Engage, which is the main chase card of the set. Anyway, though, I have 3 more boxes here, and I thought I would do one video where I just open all of them. I'm going to be opening them a lot faster than the other video, so if you haven't seen that other video, but you want me to, or you want to watch me go through the cards and kind of read them and make comments about them, that's the video to check out. In this one, though, I'm going to try to open them pretty much as fast as I can, because we have so many packs here. But yeah, we're going to open 3 boxes of Dark Saviors. I'm going to separate these in a little different categories than I did in the last video. We're just going to put all of the non-Sky Striker secret rares in a pile at the top, and then all of the Sky Striker secret rares at the bottom here, because really that's what most people care about if you're trying to get value from this set. So anyway, let's first open... Oops, let me grab this. Let's first just open the boxes to get the packs out of there. Pretty important. Use these handy dandy scissors, which is a lot easier. Whoops, as I bump the camera. Quality video. I think the thing with these boxes is that you don't necessarily minus if you don't get the Engage card. You certainly can pull some of the other Sky Striker secret rares like we just did and actually make some of your money back. Maybe not all of it. Maybe after selling the bulk from these boxes you can make your money back. But the real chase card is going to be Engage, which as I mentioned in the last video is apparently pretty short printed. After opening just one box, I would say maybe I can't confirm that fully, but we did pull doubles of not only these Sky Striker cards, but also like we pulled 2 of every single vampire in the set and 2 of many of the Fur Hire cards in the set, and 0 copies of Engage, which would kind of imply that it's short printed, but it is sort of difficult to tell. We're just going to we'll make piles based on the box that they're from, just so we can see like if one box had like 2 of them, which would be insane, we would know instead of just having the packs sort of laying everywhere. So we'll stack those in piles of 24. And yeah, overall this set is very similar to Secret Forces, except that this is kind of what I was thinking about after I made that other video. Whoops. It's kind of different because in the other set, the Secret Forces, you actually had some other good cards in there. Both of the archetypes besides the Necros, Yosenju and Ritual Beast, actually were played competitively. Maybe not so much Yosenju's, but it was still played. It was experimented with, which is more so than we can probably say for the vampire cards in this pack. Anyway, let's jump right in because we've got some packs to open. And like I said, the Engage is like the biggest card that we're looking for here, but I'll pretty much put aside all of the Sky Strikers. We have, Sky Striker Shark Cannon right off the bat. That's actually pretty good. I'll pretty much take, at this point, any Sky Striker secret rare. Also, after opening that first pack, I immediately forgot which pile it was from, so I don't know if my pile idea here is actually going to work too well. Vampire guy, or whatever. Is that really called Dramper Vampire? Oh man, it should have been Drampire Vampire. That would be way better. I know so much about designing cards. See, now I know how Konami like comes up with the Fur Hire names. They're just like, what's the dumbest pun we can make with this archetype? Cool. Vampire Domination. And we also pulled 1 Sky Striker Ace Ray. Pretty important card for the Sky Striker deck. It's still kind of undecided, I think. Well, at the time of making this video, I'm not sure when it'll be uploaded. It might be one day after regionals happen, but it still is kind of got a Fur Hire. It's kind of undecided if the Sky Strikers will actually be a good deck by themselves. I think everyone kind of knows they're going to be an incredibly splashable engine, but in terms of how good they are by themselves, it's kind of up to other things. Got a Hornet. Another one of those, pretty cool. And we got the another one of the Spellbook of Judgments, the Sky Striker Mecha Modules multi-roll. Very cool. The main reason being for Sky Strikers maybe not being as good here is that we don't have a lot of the link monsters that make the deck have OTK potential in the OCG, which is, I think, pretty important, pretty cool. Magical City Venomon. Nice. But yeah, the Sky Striker deck in the OCG has several combos involving Summon Sorceress, which isn't legal until after Nats for us, and also, what's the other card? Needle Fiber as well. They can actually like do damage to the opponent, and that kind of matters. It's obviously going to be a good control deck as a pure deck, kind of like Invoked actually, I think in a lot of ways. Maybe closer to Zodiac, but Zodiac also had the OTK potential, which I feel like this deck does not at the moment. Oh, there we go. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. That is the currently $100 card of the set, but I think it'll probably fall in price by the time this video is up. Probably go down to like 75. So this box was pretty good already because we pulled 3 Sky Striker cards, but more importantly pulled Engage. Nothing to complain about that. Yeah, Engage is a crazy card. If you don't know, search as a Sky Striker when you activate it, so you can grab pretty much anything from your deck. That's obviously going to be good. And then if you have 3 spell cards or 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard when you activate it, you also get to draw a card. So it's basically a Pot of Greed with one of the cards you're adding being a specific card, which is really good. Nice. Jamming Waves again. That is our play set of Jamming Waves there. Yeah, the Sky Striker Engage card is really, really good, and I think it'll be splash in a lot of decks. I'll try to... The Hornet card is what you're... If you're just splashing the Sky Strikers, you're usually just playing 3 Engage and 2 of the Hornet, I believe. Because Hornet's pretty good. It special summons a guy, special summons a token that you can then use for a Link monster. But it's just all lots of good card economy cards. I think it's really cool that Giant Mirror Force is in the set. It doesn't really... I don't think, does Giant Mirror Force really match any of the themes in this set? Maybe not, but it's cool to have nevertheless. Okay, Vampire Sucker, Hornet Fan Beast, Sky Striker Ace. I always get excited when we see, that's not a Sky Striker card. These cards look kind of similar, just out of the corner of my eye, but they're not similar. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. It's too hard to keep track of sometimes. Time flies when you're opening packs. Scapegoat. Gosh. We could probably, after this, build a for hire deck if we really wanted to, but I don't know. Sometimes, a lot of times, you guys might have noticed, especially on live streams, I get pretty lazy when it comes to reading new archetypes. Like, they just have so much text. It's crazy. So, like, I have time to sit down and read the Sky Strikers because they're going to be competitive, but in terms of reading, like, the Fur Hires or the Vampires, where we didn't pull one of those in the last box either. Is this card short printed? That was kind of like in the Secret Forces box, the Yosenju boss monster, which is terrible, was also one of the short prints. But we did not pull that card in the last box. I didn't even really realize that until we just pulled one right now, probably because I wasn't really thinking of it. But yeah, in the Secret Forces box, one of the short prints you could pull was the Yosenju Secret Rare guy, who was awful because I just didn't even go really with the strategy of Yosenjus too much. And people were pretty pissed about that. As someone who pulled that card in a box or two, yeah, I definitely can say it was not as good as pulling Necroza Bryonic, that's for sure. Okay, Dark Grepher, for hire guy. Yeah, I think the Dark reprints are good. I think if they can argue that like Dark Grepher and Armageddonite are being reprinted in the set, I think they probably could have picked Unizombie instead of Vampire Koala. I don't know, just saying. Another Sky Striker. Ooh, Widow Anchor, which I believe is the first one that we've pulled. So I think the short prints are Multi-Roll, Widow Anchor, and the Engage, obviously. So this box so far has been absolutely insane because we pulled those 3 cards, which is some major value there. So that's pretty good. This box definitely was a plus. Not that we care too much about this. I'm more of buying these boxes because my friend wanted to build this the Sky Striker deck, and yeah, you guys want to, it's worth knowing like what the pull ratios are if you guys are curious about buying your own boxes. I'd say in general maybe you shouldn't buy a box of this set. Cool just because well, especially if you're not trying to play Sky Strikers. But if you watch the single box opening, you'll know that I didn't pull an Engage, and in that case like I probably did not come out on top in terms of value. which can be kind of tricky. So, I mean, would you rather have... this is kind of like the anti-box buying argument, just in general. Oh, cool. The anti-box buying argument is that a lot of people seem to not get, and myself included when I first started playing this game. Yeah, you're getting a lot more cards if you buy a whole box of the set versus if you just buy, I pulled 2 of those. Maybe it's not short print, I don't know. But if you buy a whole box of cards and don't get the card you need, well, now you have, you have 24 packs worth of cards sitting around that you can't use for your deck. Is that better than just spending the money, one expensive purchase on a card that you actually know that you're going to use? So yeah, that box was ridiculous. Let's move on to the second box here. Try to go faster. This video isn't like 30 minutes long, probably. Already too late. It's just too hard to open packs fast. We just gotta be fast. We gotta not talk. I should have put music over this video instead of talking. Oh my gosh, Magical City. But I think that's the one that I'm most salty about, the Magical City of Endemon, more so than any of the other cards, because at least with the other cards, they're new. But as I've already mentioned, Magical City, at this point, we now know... Oh, cool, Jam Waves again. We now know the Magical City is the only reprint in the Secret Rare category of this set, which I think is really stupid, because someone can correct me, but I don't think the Secret Forces had a reprint card as a Secret Rare. I think it was all new cards. Actually, I can like almost guarantee that. I'm like trying to think back to that set. I don't think there were any reprinted Secret Rares, because it really shouldn't be that way. They usually put like in the Gold Series packs, the whatever they were called, Platinum Gold Rares, which were like, those were always the new cards, because those were like the rarer ones. Reprints are fine and dandy, but when they take up the spots of like really impactful cards, maybe not so much. I don't know. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Pulled. Ooh, got another Shark Cannon. Got plenty of those. Skyscraper cards are going to be pretty high demand, so just having lots of them in general, never really a bad thing. Even though like Engage obviously is super important, just having the multiple copies of like all the cards is pretty good. Vampires, yeah, like I said, there's so many vampire cards. There's like about like 15 or something. I don't really want to spend time reading 15 vampire cards. Cool. And ooh, another Widow Anchor, very good. Not an Engage, but I think this is the second most valuable card in the set. Engage for sure, but then this one, and then the Spellbook of Judgment. So very good pull for sure. That is commonly played as a 2 of, sometimes a 3 of. It's the main effect negator of the deck. And there's the Spellbook of Judgment. Really nice. We've pulled lots of Spell Striker cards, that's for sure. Put that down there. And we have another Jamming Waves. Pulled plenty of those. That one, we've only pulled one of the fire one. Well, it's not a fire, but one of the monster destroying one, where we've pulled 4 Jamming Waves. We got the Vampire, crappy card, that card. Personally, I need the one of each Link monster just for my Cherries targets, but my friend obviously needs 3 of them. Nice, nice. Yeah, just in general, it seems like the super rares that are harder to pull are these guys seem pretty tough. Maybe not like impossible, but I don't think we even got a playset of them in the entire first and second box. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. So we pulled the exact same three big cards in this second box as well. Now that's what I call value. Man. Yeah, these 2 boxes, I should open one of those for the original box opening. I know that I'm not a pack opening channel, but I've heard some murmurs that some of the pack opening channels just buy a case and open every single box on camera until they get one that's like insane, and then they upload that one. But I think that is disingenuous. So I don't care that much. I mean, I could have done that in this case. I could have just done a video where I opened like, oh man, we super plus. There's not a Shark Cannon. Man, this box is insane. Seems like when it rains, it pours when it comes to these Dark Saviors boxes. All the boxes that we pulled, the Engage, we've also pulled the Widow Anchor, which seems pretty good. And oh boy, we pulled so many of the vampire cards. Who can complain about that? I guess the idea of I've kind of changed my mind on being mad about the Foolish Burial Goods reprint, only because I think the idea is that you don't then have to go out and buy Foolish Burial Goods if you wanted to build Sky Strikers. In theory, you would just have your copies. Cool. Put some Toon Table of Contents. I think that's like the 5th or 6th one, maybe a little bit more. Cool. Not so cool. Sure, if it's probably like way too late to say this in the video, but if you're like a huge vampire fan and I like offended you by saying the deck sucks, I apologize in advance. Okay, so that box was ridiculous as well, because we pulled like 4 really good value cards. I don't think Shark Cannon's that expensive, but these cards are these cards are obviously insane. Those are like the 4 or the 3 main cards that you're trying to pull. Man, I can't talk. Okay. So at this point, we pulled 2 Engage, we pulled 2 Widow Anchor, and then like 3 of all the other cards. Well, actually, we've only pulled 1 copy of this card, this one right here, Afterburner. Now, luckily, it's only a 1 of in the deck, but yeah, that card is pretty good. Okay, now we're down to the last box. Sorry, there's like a pile of packs on my desk here. Well, empty packs, but also this pile too. Okay, go through. Nice. I can really build vampires if I want to. Probably won't. For what it's worth, the vampires are probably better than the Fur Hire cards. If I had to take a guess, at least. Spell Striker Mecha, or Sky Striker Mecha Shark Cannon. Cool. Always happy to pull those Sky Striker cards. They seem pretty darn good. What am I even doing here? Oh, I moved the piles, so it's a little confusing. This card, it's like, I don't know. There's so many different Fur Hires, but I think they all just have like, they have like life point gaining effects too. I don't have time for reading them. I feel like some of them had like life point gaining effects based on how many cards you had on the field that were Fur Hire in their name. Got excited there. I get excited every time I see a secret rare spell card. I know there's like, gosh, I probably should stop moving the camera like that. I know that there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 secret rare spell cards that are not the Sky Striker ones, but that doesn't mean I won't get excited. And I think that is our 3rd or 4th copy of that guy. Trying to go as fast as possible because I said it wasn't going to be 30 minutes, but we're getting close. Well, not really. We're getting to 20 minutes, but I'd like to keep this as short as possible. I'll at least giving you a chance to look at the cards that are buying. This is more like a personal time with Dzeeff. What does Dzeeff think about when he's 20 minutes deep in a pack opening? He thinks that his hand hurts because opening packs is tough work. I don't know. Hilarious joke. I even got that guy. That guy must not be a short print. I don't know. I must just not be pulling him. It seems like none of the non-Sky Striker secret rares are short prints after opening these 4 boxes or whatever. Gosh, we pulled those guys. I know there's like 2 vampires that both look kind of similar, but we pulled a lot of both of them. That guy. I hate the Fur Hire names, I really do. So it looks like I was right, where if the box kind of the box is either really good or really bad, because it seems like either the boxes have both Engage and Widow Anchor, or they have neither. So that kind of sucks. We have not opened a box that has just one of those cards. They all have both of them, which would imply that this one does not have either. But boy, does it have vampire cards. It's not that, like, any zombie deck is going to be kind of playable. Oh, shoo, boy. There we go. The 3rd Engage. So now, if my theory is correct, there'll be a Widow Anchor in one of these packs, Maybe not though. So we did pull a playset. Playset in 4 boxes. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm trying to think how much I spent. I think it was just under 300. So technically, yeah, like I came out on top, but that means that if there's only 3 or 6 engages per case, that would imply that there's going to be some in the rest of the case now. So like in 4 boxes, which is only a third of the case, I've pulled half of the engages. That means someone could very easily buy 3 boxes from that case and not pull a single engage, whereas I've pulled a ton of them. So got another jamming wave. So we pulled, this is like the Ash Blossom thing, where we pulled 3 engage, but only 1 copy of the Afterburner card. But I can't complain too much. And there is the Spellbook of Judgment card, which I'm now thinking maybe isn't so short printed. I don't know, I think we pulled like 5, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, so we actually did just pull the one, or the box with the engage, but nothing else. So we pulled like 1 million of all the super rares in those 4 boxes. We pulled like a bajillion of all the, that's a great word. We pulled a lot of the other secret rares. As far as these ones go, I think we have a playset of all of them except for the Widow Anchor, which we only have 2 of, and the Afterburner, which we literally only have 1 copy of, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, though, that was my sort of Dark Saviors pack opening box review extravaganza. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't think anyone watched this far in the video. If you did watch this far, just to see if anyone did, please put hashtag 3engages in the comment section below, so I know that like 2 people watched this far in the video. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.